Are you living for a woman's attention? Now, when I say that to a lot of guys and they're talking to me on the phone and I'm coaching them, they don't understand what I'm trying to say. But let me tell you something that works, and I can only give you my advice being 55 years on this planet and being successful with women. And when I talk about being successful with women, I am able to attract the women that I want to hang around, but I don't do it by manipulating women. I do it because I'm very comfortable in who I am. I know what I want to do with my life, and I do everything in my life to please myself. The only other person I want to please is obviously God. But I don't do anything for women to please them. And do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because most guys, when I'm talking to them, they don't quite grasp it. It's like when you look at pickup artists. Pickup artists are very insecure men, have developed a style that keeps a woman in his life by pushing them away. And they generally prey on insecure women. But when you talk to these guys, and I've known a couple of these guys, I've got friends in the past that have been these types of men. I don't hang around with these types of men now, too long in the tooth. But you'll find that they're very rarely without a woman. They'll go from wife to girlfriend, or have a couple of girls on the go. And when you delve deep into these guys' pasts, they've had their hearts broken by a woman that they've been deeply in love with. And they didn't like that lack of control. They've generally had a distant relationship with the mother. All of these kinds of things. So they're doing things to attract a woman. They're doing things to impress a woman. Whereas when you reach a stage in your masculinity where you are doing things for yourself, and this is what I started doing at 16, I was working out for myself, I was working for myself, and I wasn't trying to attract a woman. I found that I was already attracting females naturally anyway, but I was shy, as I've talked about on other videos. But I understood that there was something that women were naturally attracted to. And then I saw a couple of shows on the TV. There was Erin Gray and there was Eva Thomas. So I knew I had a type of a woman, and I knew I was naturally attracted to the physical beauty of the woman. So then I knew that women were attracted to masculinity. I understood that on a great level. But what I understood from myself is I didn't need a woman in my life. So because I didn't need a woman, I found that I wanted a woman in my life. I wanted to be around a woman. And that is the difference. A man who is in want and not need does things to please himself. Of course, you're going to please a woman that you're committed to in a relationship, but you're not doing it to keep hold of her. You're doing it because you like her, you love her, you respect her, you want to be with her. So you're doing it for all the good reasons. Let's say a guy's in a relationship with a woman and he does jobs around the house. He cleans the dishes, he does the groceries, he does the garden. He's not doing it to please his wife to get something. He's doing it because he respects his wife or his girlfriend if he's living with her, and he wants that woman to remain in his life. He's not doing it because he's scared she's going to leave. So when I'm coaching guys to re-attract the wives, save their marriages from divorce, or keeping the girlfriend that they're living with because eventually they want to marry them, I teach the man that he's had a problem with his mother, he's gone off point on his masculinity, on what he wants to do with his life, he's slacked off in the gym, he's slacked off in his mental attitude, and because his wife then has pushed him to do something, he then feels that he has to do something to get her. So let's say a guy comes on a coaching call with me, and he says, oh, my wife has told me to do it, or my wife's in the background. I know that he's not done it for himself. He's acting out of semi-fear. And a lot of the times, the guys that are kind of like on the fence and they don't realize what they're doing wrong is they're still having some kind of action in the bedroom with his wife. But once that stops, she pulls back from that. That's when he starts panicking and doing to get her back. You must understand where you are at this present moment in time if you're failing with women. And failing with women is trying to pick them up, not getting the affection from your wife you want or your girlfriend. If you're in a stage where you're doing to get, then you are failing with women. The top 5% of men in the world don't do to get. They're in a position where their energy is, I don't need a woman. That you generally find if these guys have had relationships with women, or when they've had relationships with women that have ended, they don't go straight into another relationship. Sometimes these guys can have 6, 12, even 2 years out of a relationship. Yeah, they'll date a few women in between, but they don't feel that need to constantly have a woman in their lives. It's not necessary for these guys. Okay, so I'm going to end this video training here. Okay, I want you to listen to this a few times and understand what I'm trying to say. When you're in a position in your marriage, your relationship with a woman, or if you're single, you're trying to attract a woman and you're not doing to get, you're not going to the gym to attract a woman, you're not getting a job to attract a woman, you're not earning money to attract a woman, you're not learning to speak a different way to attract a woman. When you get to a stage where you think, I'm comfortable in my own skin, I know what I want to do in my life, and I don't care what it takes to get what I want, as long as it's all legal, and a woman isn't there to get that, then you're in a position of complete freedom. And a woman will pick up on the energy. She knows that you don't need her. She knows you're not doing things to please her. She knows that you're doing things if she's in your life because you like the woman and you want to do those things, irrespective of how she reacts. Obviously, you will pull back if a woman doesn't respect your time and stuff like that. That's a given. But if you're doing to get, you will always fail with a woman, and you'll always be on your own eventually. If you do, because that's who you are and you're masculine, then you will always win with women. Okay, guys, speak to you soon.